It was a rainy, bone-chilling night when everything changed. The man, average, quiet, burdened by life, was driving home on an empty stretch of road, windshield wipers struggling against the downpour. His headlights barely cut through the mist when a sudden figure appeared. A girl, pale, in the middle of the road, screeching tires, a dull thud. Then, silence. He stepped out, trembling. The girl lay lifeless, her limbs bent at wrong angles, her white dress soaked in rain and blood. He panicked. There was no one around, no witnesses. So he dragged her to the side, buried her deep in a wooded patch by the road, and drove home in a daze. Drenched and shaking, he dug a shallow grave beneath a tree, the soil wet and heavy. The forest was silent, unnaturally so. Each shovelful felt like a lifetime. Her wide, lifeless eyes stared up at him even after he closed the dirt over her face, as if accusing him, as if waiting. Back at home, the man couldn't sleep. Every creak of the house sounded like footsteps. Every shadow seemed longer than it should be. He saw her face when he closed his eyes. His food tasted like dirt. The silence was unbearable. 3 nights later, the first noise came, a soft scraping from inside the wall. He paused mid-bite at the dinner table. It was subtle but persistent, like fingernails dragging along drywall. He woke up to a voice, a breathy whisper calling his name. "You left me." It echoed from inside the wall behind his bed. Cold sweat drenched him. He pressed his ear to the wall. Nothing. But he knew what he heard. The drywall began to bulge during the day, subtle at first, then undeniable. It pulsed, like something was breathing behind it. He placed his palm on it. It was cold. Then it exhaled. That night he saw it. An eye, milky, bloodshot, peering through a crack in the plaster. It blinked. He screamed, hitting the wall. When he looked again, it was gone. He could hear her now, crawling, always behind the walls, scratching, dragging. Sometimes he heard her humming, a broken, tuneless sound that made his skin crawl. She reached the bathroom. The mirror fogged up by itself, and in the condensation, a message appeared. "You buried me alive." He ran, but the door slammed shut. Blood began to seep from the walls. It started as tiny droplets, then flowed like tears. The smell was unbearable. He scrubbed it, but it only spread more. The walls bled, and she whispered from every corner. The phone rang, an old rotary one he hadn't used in years. He answered, and her voice was there. "I'm almost out." Then static. He smashed the phone, but the receiver bled in his hand. That night, hands burst from the wall, rotted feminine hands clawing their way into the room. She was halfway through, her face grinning with rotted teeth and empty sockets. "You left me," she said again. In desperation, he climbed into the crawl space with a flashlight, following the noise. Dust, cobwebs, and rot surrounded him. Then he saw her fully, crawling like a spider, backward, her bones cracking as she moved. Cornered, shaking, he begged her. "I didn't mean to." She stopped inches from his face. Her eyes were empty. "But you did." Her hand reached out and everything went black. Days later, the house was found abandoned, walls torn open, bloody handprints everywhere, but no body, only the words scratched into every wall. "She's still crawling,"